Me, 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 me.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
What's the other one they do?
I don't know.
It's some dumb shit.
I don't know any of the exercises that they use.
This would be our way to get the pitch right in our voice, bitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. I got to spit the flow, cause you already know.
That the beat's gonna fuck you up.
Fucking beat always
Ends like somebody was like, wait,
It's abrupt, man.
It's like somebody was in the studio, right, finishing that beat, and then somebody called them and they're like, hey, Adam.
Yeah, you know who that somebody
you
was?
accidentally turned the knob.
That was Dave. That was that somebody.
Dave, who interrupted you in the studio at the end of that beat?
Who was like, listen, and he's like, oh. It's almost like where you take the needle off the record and you kind of just
When
let
it skips?
Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened there, but
Like,
it didn't end as strong as it started.
yeah, there's like a real lackluster end to that. Like,
And I think that's kind of,
I don't even like this beat no more.
I don't know. So basically, when Dave was playing it for me, he used this machine, right? Because why not? So as we were going through it, I stripped the sound because you can record sounds directly from
How come
here.
you haven't done that recently? We have so many sounds that are better than what we have now. Like, we could have found a better gunshot.
Listen, you know how I got those gunshots? I told you already.
I know, and
I bootlegged them.
they were
from
supposed to
different
be. They were
rap
supposed to
songs
be
where there was
only
gunshots.
Anyway, all right,
That's all I could do. I had no idea how to like find. I looked. I was trying to find. The problem is when you go to like those sound bank websites that you can pretty much just load them onto your soundboards. You have to have a paid membership, and everything is a fucking paid membership. Otherwise, you get the lowest res, like terrible sounding fucking gunshots. They're like,
All right, listen. Maybe
It sounds like you're about to get into some shit. Listen, maybe you really just.
that's just like, you ever seen that thing about the rapper who like continuously like, yo, what? Yeah, I'm a flex on him.
It's like when Jay was like, "You just start rapping after 4 bars, go in." And he was like, "I'm just start dancing to this motherfucker." 'Cause I was just take my damn time. That shit is hilarious. But I guess it does get kind of like over ad libby in some songs. Calm down to kind of get to the shits. You know who's notorious for that to me? T.I. It's at the end of the song, I think. He'll let it rock out.
Oh, he
for
talks
like
a lot
another-
of shit at the end of his song.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, shouty. Fuck you think this is? This is King, bitch. And then the song will go
Always-
off,
always
and
gotta
he'll
have
just
King,
keep talking.
bitch.
They'll be like, yo, T.I., stop. He'll be like, no, I got a lot more shit to say. Well, you got other songs on the radio, the record that you can do this.
He's like the epitome of like hustle and flow, and they were like, you got to find like a way to make this for the radio. He's like, whoop that trick. Does that work? I gotta give some weird. I hate when they do that personally.
What?
Like if you can't say it on the radio,
Oh, I don't
Then don't
listen.
go
I
on the
don't listen
radio,
to
bro.
edited versions of anything.
or when they like, yeah, at least like just
It's because they come up with like, so
take
you
the
ever-
audio out.
You ever watch like those old school movies and like it'd be on TBS or something, and they can't let them say certain curse words? Like, I don't know what they let them say anymore. I don't really watch
Things
TV
have gotten
like that.
lenient.
Yeah,
From what
but-
I would think.
But
like, it would
remember
get worse.
when there would be like some like crazy, like it would be like, you stupid motherfucker, like, and they'll start like, and they'll go on like a tangent of like a lot of like words you can't use,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, you mother sucker, I will, and it won't be the voice that matches.
Yep.
It'll sound like if it was
They'll
me.
do a voiceover like if I'm trying to edit this pod, like this is not real time. I jumped in here and I said, "Sucker."
Yeah, like not even try to get it in line. Like you'll be like, all right, what's the word? We're gonna put sucker instead of fucker. Okay, sucker. Deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now you have to deal with the soundbite I've given you. I won't say it one more time. You gotta pay me. Can you imagine being somebody who does just like sound bites and things like that for a career? I would love to be somebody like you know how these famous people just end up being like cartoon voices for
Yeah.
Pixar.
That'd be dope.
I would love to be a Pixar voice.
I was watching some video where Jay-Z was in the booth and he was doing the 99 Problems shit. And so he spit his verse and then they restarted it and then he did his ad libs and shit over that. And I was like, oh, I never really knew that that's kind of how it worked.
So I've watched I've only watched a song being made a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
I seen Max record,
Yeah.
and one of his man, Max actually could rap, but the thing
He
is,
could. I had no idea that it was Max the first time I heard
but
it.
he just stopped.
Yeah.
So that was that. But Max can actually rap, and he had there was a song called Trespass, right? You're not gonna find it on anywhere, but
This was before like everything was everywhere.
yeah. But it was a dope track, and I watched him record it from start to finish, which was really dope. And I watched him do like ad libs and layer the track, and it was really cool, interesting to watch. Obviously, I was just sitting there. I couldn't like really say shit because we're in a studio, which is also a dude's bedroom. But that's how most people did it back in the day. I don't think many people had the studio thing going together. You know, I mean, I guess you had a studio, but it was makeshift.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, well,
but no, it's very.
yeah,
It's
studios have been around for a long time.
No, I know, but like high school people and like right after high school, like we were like, I think 19, 20 years old when you recorded it. I mean, unless you got, some sort of money like that, you're going to have, a Pro Tools or whatever the fuck it was. I think they had Fruity Loops.
Yeah, that was a big one back in the day. On that note,
yeah, we haven't talked about it.
Welcome to the Kiona and Kasson podcast.
See, this is how it is when we're just talking and we forget the camera's there. But oh shit.
Yeah, like maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah. So what?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Adam.
See, the thing is, you bought this to be able to do things like that, and like you can do little 3 or 4 second clips, can't you? For YouTube, they're gonna flag that.
I don't know.
Well,
I got to learn this more. I'm not gonna lie.
There's only one way to try.
There's a lot to know about it.
So I mean, you could probably put a little bit of music to it.
Yeah,
and then you could,
for
and
sure,
then
for
like
sure.
when you're introducing us, it could be more of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, but like we just kind of like have a conversation and then just go into it.
I know,
and then
but,
we
like,
can't
you
even
could
get
put-
to the
you could play
introduction
some
half the
music
time
and then-
because then you just start
I'm not
talking
gonna
about
play
things.
the beat again. I'm not gonna play the beat again. But
Yeah, you know how that beat goes.
all right, so go ahead and introduce who we are.
Yeah. We the Kiona and Kasson podcast collectively, but individually. I am the host Adam here with my brother Osama.
You almost ruined that word.
Yeah, I did.
Individually.
I didn't stumble over that hard. Now, come on.
It sounded like you added a few syllables to it.
Benny is in the room, but he's maxing on a bone right now, so he's not gonna be in the camera for a while probably. But this is episode number 110. Look at that.
Really?
huh?
110?
Yeah.
So it's been 2.5 months since we got those T-shirts nobody wanted.
I mean, I don't know that nobody wanted them. It's just nobody wanted
Well,
to subscribe
I would assume
to the top
if somebody
tier of the Patreon.
did, I mean, yeah, but they also didn't say, "Hey, how can you just buy?"
You know, I
one?
thought that was like our Nipsey Hussle move, right? Where we're like, we're gonna sell you this album, or we're gonna sell you a concert ticket for $100, and you're gonna get the album included.
I
early
love your
release.
confidence, sir, but
I mean,
maybe not.
We've been in it for a minute, but hey, shout out to all the new subscribers. I see we have moved up 2 in the last couple of I don't know days, or I think it was since the last pod.
I mean, I looked at it this morning. It was
We're at
it was
150, yeah.
149, so it was like 150 subscribers, which is pretty nice, man.
I mean, hey, welcome to the show.
It's a nice round number.
I don't need it to be a nice round number. I don't really care.
I know, but it's not. It's
But when we're
more
low-
it's more satisfying than 149.
Wait, is it less satisfying than 151?
Yeah, but that's not the
You know what
question
I mean?
here.
But yeah, but you said it's a round number.
We're always going to be chasing that next number. I'm just saying it's better than 149.
Yeah.
If you had $149 and somebody said, "Do you want 150?" You're going to take that 150 and leave the 149 there.
Are you? Or would you be like, I'm good with 149. You keep your dollar.
What's the stipulation on the dollar? Well, I don't know why you wouldn't just take that dollar.
Well, how come they didn't just give it to you in the first place?
What do you mean?
Like, here's your 149.
Well,
I'm gonna
that's
keep this
not-
dollar just in case. You know what? Actually, you want this dollar?
Well, with that
fuck
logic,
kind
why
of-
weren't we at 150 from the beginning?
That's not the same logic.
It is the same logic.
No, because if there was like one person subscribing gave you 150, that's one thing. But if like,
No,
know what I mean?
YouTube is giving us the subscribers. That's what I.
well,
I
YouTube
look
is
at
taking
it.
away our subscribers.
Yeah, YouTube be on bullshit.
YouTube is doing the opposite of helping us.
Yeah, I don't understand how views can go backwards. That doesn't make any sense.
And let me tell you something. I went back and watched one of the old, well, not the whole thing, but I watched some of an old episode, and there was advertisements, and I said, "Excuse me, I'm not getting paid for these advertisements, YouTube. So what business do you have inserting them in my video? You know?"
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about our progression. I was like, we done growed up, but I mean, we have.
No, yeah, I mean for sure.
but
But I
like,
like
so
to
you
just
haven't got
bitch at
any
YouTube.
notice about why with advertisements have been applied to some of these old videos? Also, what videos are these? what's the most we got? Like 500 views?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because we need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched throughout a 12-month period.
12 months?
And
That's
then-
never going to happen.
We've done that already. We just haven't got to 1,000
Yeah,
subscribers.
but you need 1,000 within the 12 months.
No. If we have 1,000 subscribers at any point and our average hours
Listen,
for the year,
I hate to tell you, but at this
for-
rate, it's going to be at least another 8 years
1,000.
before we get to 1,000 subscribers.
well, I'm saying so that's what you need in order to turn on advertisements. But apparently,
YouTube's not gonna-
apparently they could put advertisements in that they don't pay you for.
I think
I
by the
think is
time
bogus.
we get 1,000, YouTube's not even going to exist anymore. We'll be like, yeah, by the way, we have to shut down. And then we'll be like, well, there goes our monetization. Be
Well,
50
fuck them, because by
40
that time we'll be monetized on our own.
We'll be like 43
Merit.
years old. Like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, but hey, man, I mean, if we're still able to do this every
Yeah.
week,
I mean,
when we're 43,
you made a good point. This morning I was talking to Adam. I was like, well, I'll see you later. Don't worry. We'll, get podcasts going or whatever. He's like, yeah. I was like, this time it's for the money. He's like, no, it's not. I was like, yeah, it is. And his point was, listen, if it was about the money, we would have stopped this a long time ago. And
Word.
I guess he's
we
pretty-
have 150 subscribers.
we did the math. It's less than one a week for the 3-year span we've been doing this.
Yeah, and listen, we appreciate every one
Oh,
of y'all.
of course.
you know.
But we like to be self-defecating.
The fact that
a
we
little bit.
have less subscribership than we would like is not a knock on any of the existing subscribers. So
Not at all.
just want to make sure
But
that's
I
clear.
think it's just fun to make fun of yourself.
It is, and you have to do it. And if you can't, then I mean, how can you successfully make fun of anybody
You can't
else?
make fun of yourself. If you can't,
and I like to make fun of people.
yes, me too. But I'm saying if you can't make fun of yourself the best,
Yeah.
then who can you make fun of? Because you know yourself really well. So you could just make fun of yourself and you could possibly make yourself cry. That's the fucked up thing about
Yeah.
it. If you were really like an asshole to yourself, like you're a fucking asshole, man. Remember that one time and you said you were going to do this and you didn't do it?
Like, man, I hate
You
me.
know I didn't do that, you motherfucker. Talking to yourself. in the
Talking to
mirror.
yourself is a black hole sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
man. You ever caught yourself like, whoa, that was a long conversation.
Like, man, I needed that. Or,
Hey, man.
or man, I did not need that.
I think everybody speaks to themselves in some sort of manner. I think the problem is
Gotta
somebody
consult
said,
an expert.
somebody once
obviously.
said somewhere, and I heard it,
As somebody said at some point,
that I
some
think
time ago.
it's the difference is whether or not when you ask questions, you answer yourself.
yes.
But sometimes you need to
I mean, that's
be
what
like,
thinking
"All right,
is.
do you got this? Yes, I got it.
I think the idea of thought is having a problem and then like consulting yourself on how to solve it.
I don't know.
Is that not what it is? I don't know. Do I talk to myself more than most people?
No, I think a lot of people talk to themselves. I think a lot of people won't admit it, but
Yeah.
you got to speak to yourself, man. You have to-
Everybody has some
you're
form of
only. They always say at the end of the day, when it's all said and done,
yeah.
all you ever had or all you ever will have is yourself.
Hey
Right.
man, it's the same way that I say that you got to love yourself more than anybody else because you got to take care of number one. Ain't nobody else gonna do it.
What
you
were you
know?
gonna say, number?
I was gonna say numero uno.
Yeah, I know, but you already had said number.
I had,
Number uno.
I had gotten to
Like those words.
you can't start saying one word and then try to switch it. It's
Yeah,
just
that's not.
it comes out like that.
It's not the same.
No.
But no, man. They always say that. So like, obviously, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, you're gonna be. They say living in your own brain is something.
Let's talk about they for a second.
Who
okay?
is they?
First of all, I don't really
Who
care.
is they?
I don't really care what they say in any.
No.
Whether it's
but,
positive
like,
or negative
living
to my
in your-
life.
obviously, living in your own brain,
Uh-huh.
like too much, can
Yeah.
be a hindrance.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Because you become like a classic overthinker.
Yeah.
And I think a lot.
I've had that stage in my life already though.
I
There-
do-
you
I
can go
still
through
do.
stages.
I still overthink some things.
There are probably certain things, but like there was, I think everybody kind of has like there's a stage in your life where that is the thing. Like you overthink things maybe too much just because.
Well, what you think about the years that like early on, like, so there's a difference. All right, so I thought about it, and it's gonna be more. I guess we're gonna get into this kind of podcast, but anyway, I've thought about it, right? So me and you, we grew up with parents, one who grew up here and one who didn't. And like in terms of like
Multinational.
yeah. So like you think about pops, like a lot of like what the upbringing we had was a little bit different in that regard. Like
Yeah, I mean
you got to be.
that's usually how it is. You have like if you have a foreign parent, That's what
Yeah.
it is. Like they have their culture, and you have to kind of be able to.
That's a battle. I think. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, more people nowadays are mixed than not.
Yeah,
you know?
but you come where you have a mixed household to the point, not necessarily in terms of race, but also that, but like
Just upbringing and
upbringing. Like one was
culture in
raised in a
general.
culture overseas where
Yeah.
he comes here and his ideals have to be somehow adjusted, and I can't say that I envy that.
Yeah.
I
mean,
can't say
surely
that.
it's probably difficult for him to be like, all right, well, things
Yeah.
aren't like that, but I'm here now. So,
Exactly, and he's been here since he was 19, so he's been here way longer than he was over there. So he's obviously more American than not. But I think it's hard to.
and he knows things. I think when it comes to us, it's just the parent thing.
He's
you know what I
very,
mean?
yeah. I mean, we don't fall far from the fucking apple tree or whatever fucking tree babies fall from. That they're close to their parents in trait. I don't know what kind of tree is that. Is that
They say
like-
apple. Apple
like-
doesn't fall far.
It would have to be one that isn't so like.
But
painful
that's
on the
wrong.
way
What
down.
if the apple tree is on a hill? It's on a downward decline. Now you're talking about an apple that rolls away from the tree farther than your typical apple would.
We're still talking about babies.
Well, I don't know how babies. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, sure. I don't know what happens in those regard. Is that like where a baby becomes like?
Is that when your child is nothing like you?
Is that when you like?
Like I'm nothing like my father.
Well,
you know, white boys.
yeah. I mean, so I've seen that meme where they're like, you haven't lived.
Hey, get back, goof ass.
Where they say you haven't lived until you've like been at the kitchen table for 4.5 hours crying because you're with your dad screaming, "What is 3 times 7, Johnny?"
That would never happen to a Johnny. Johnny is a white kid name. That only happens with foreign parents.
Yeah, that's true. But no, like dude, I've had weeks of school where it was just like, I hate this.
Nobody who I know
Not
with a
even
foreign
weeks, years. I'm not gonna lie, my whole fucking school career, I was trying to sugarcoat it.
nobody who I know with foreign parents
Enjoyed school.
has a different story about learning with their parents.
I don't know about that. I think
Nobody who I know like
It
if you-
depends on what kind of student you are. Like there are some people that like. I
yes,
don't know.
but everybody has a problem understanding something at some point. It's just human nature. You know, you learn these things.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was literally like me not getting it or not caring when I was younger. That's the thing.
You know, it's just like I love my pops, of course, but he just had an abrasive way of trying to teach when you were a kid.
But the thing is, he was.
And that's what I'm saying. Every foreign
Pops
pop is like that.
He's an engineer, right? By
He's smart,
his mind, yeah.
and he expects us to know what he knows.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. It's but I mean,
Some people aren't good teachers.
no, most definitely not.
It's
But
just like, you know, not everybody would make a good coach.
yeah,
just how it
definitely
works.
not. And I'm not saying that to say anything other than the fact that like it's just funny the differences in terms of like growing up in like a household that's like where the cultures were literally there's no like clash of culture,
Yeah.
right? Like mom was always just like,
Yeah, she's a roll with the punches kind of woman.
yeah, and pops was like, no, I'm gonna punch you and you're gonna roll with them.
Not to her.
No, us. But like even then, it's not like but like he was abrasive. Like he wouldn't like there wasn't always violence, but there was threat of violence.
Just so you know. You know, like it could happen.
Like, listen, I'm not gonna, but I will, motherfucker. Like, all right. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's. I think that's a hilarious thought. Like,
I think when you are born and raised in a different country, you have a higher standard for your family when you
Well,
come
that's-
here.
well, I mean, I
especially
think-
when you come here and you make something out of yourself. You know,
yeah, that's a big thing. I think when you
like you know what tools I had available to me when I was a kid, nothing. But look what I did. You know, like,
come here because America is. I don't know if it is anymore,
it depends where you're at, where
But,
you start.
but I know I'm talking about like viewpoint from other.
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends which country you're in now. Like, if
Yeah,
that
yeah.
things
I mean,
still kind of
perspective
exist
is
here.
different, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if you come from a place that doesn't have any of the things we have here, but we have whatever,
Yeah, our little
Issues
issues
are here.
compared to
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they're dealing with is nothing. You know.
But I don't know. It's a real. I don't know. I've lost it.
That's what I thought. I was like, he lost his train of thought there.
I've
He's-
lost
there's
it.
no-
Completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, that was a pretty serious conversation for the beginning. Not
Yeah,
serious.
especially. Well, I mean, we started with not a serious conversation.
We always start with conversation and just kind of just trail into shit that just We've never finished thoughts. I think there's never been one finished like segment on this show. Maybe early on when we had 3 definitive segments.
Okay, well then let's move to something much funnier.
Okay.
All right. Don't you owe Water on Mars an apology?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Hey. All right. Look. Okay. So he said don't even trip about like doing it, but like, so
No, but just
Water-
because you
look
told
at-
me about it, it's hilarious.
yeah.
That's
So
why.
look. So they were like, so my guy, right? Water
Don't
on Mars.
call unnecessary attention to the thought process, I guess. But
Yeah. No. But literally, he was like, yo, because like it's a sneaker podcast. He's like, you ever thought of like kicking him off, right, mid podcast and kind of like chilling like that? And the way I thought about it was, so there's 2 ways. One, I've done him before, right? But the other way, I kind of did it. I don't know why. I took him off and put him to the side, which didn't make much sense. I don't know why I did that.
Mr. Rogers.
He was like, yo, my man. That's not what the fuck I meant. So I don't want y'all thinking that he was like, yo, take your shoes off for me. Right? Right?
No, don't like curl your toes in the camera.
No.
for me.
He was like, yo, kick him off. Like, and I'm going to do it right now just to show you what he meant. Like, y'all ever just like, y'all be just chilling and kind of just, you have your, you kind of take your shoe half off, right? Let your feet breathe just a little bit. I think it works best with like shoes because I don't tie my shoes a lot.
See, I'm allowing you to subtly call attention to your shoes today. You know.
Oh, no. Oh, well, no. I didn't mean to do it like that, but you kind
No.
of.
I brought this up.
Oh, okay. So listen, but yeah, I mean, like I've done that. It's just I don't really tie my shoes, so my shoes don't tend to be super tight. But I've done that before, where I've like, all right, kind of just laid and like you just be putting them on the ground like that, and they're just still in your. Like, why don't I just take my whole foot out?
I
don't know.
gotta let my shoe breathe
Maybe-
because you
maybe
don't want
it's-
it to get stinky.
It's
you
the
know?
balance of the warmth and the new air from outside of the shoe.
Yeah, it's like when you have one leg outside the blanket and one leg in the blanket.
Dude, that's the most
It's a
hilarious
thing.
shit. It is a thing.
I don't know if it really works because honestly, like if my problem is that I'm warm under the blanket and there's like serenity outside of the blanket because it's not as warm, I usually then my whole body temperature will shift and I'm like, fuck, now I'm cold and I have to get the whole blanket over me again. And
Some nights I don't even use the blanket. I'll be like, I don't even want you. Get away from me. And then there are other nights where I'm like, no, I'm going to use you today.
yeah, my house can't ever decide on like its normal temperature. During the summer, my room is cold half the time and it's warm half the time. And
My windows are very inefficient in my house.
I have blinding
but
curtains.
let's just finish this other thought real quick about the shoes. Anyway, so he asked me, he said that's the way he meant. And I was like, that makes more sense, my friend. I was like, it's a
But
little.
what happened? Were you guys talking about like how overheated your feet get or something?
No,
Like-
because he was just like, yo, this is like, he just kind of like recommended. I was like, I'm going to try it, Regardless of that, next thing.
Sam misinterpreted it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah. So next thought, right, or next topic, peep the kicks. We'll do it early today because Adam brought it up.
Yeah.
And so these are obviously a pair of shoes me and Adam have been going back and forth about for quite some time. And I was like, yo,
I would say it wasn't really back and forth. It was really just you bringing it up and me just kind of like
laughing
ignoring
at it. Yeah. And I was like, all right, if Adam doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to trade or do anything. But he did. I was like, listen, for my birthday, at least give me an offer I can refuse or not. And then he brought him. He was like, all right, I'll give you the offer eventually. Here they are. And I'm still waiting. I was like, dude, all right, just listen that whatever you're trying
I
to
need
get-
like a reminder, a recollection of what is in his collection and then what is available
you
for
just
the
gotta-
trade
You
in
just
this
gotta
collection.
walk up in the house and be like, oh, okay. That's what's there.
I don't think so. There's probably like 2 or 3 pairs you probably want to put to the side.
More than likely, but what you gonna do? Bad boys, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? They took that show off the air, you know that, right?
There's a new one now though. It's Cops Reloaded. They have Cops.
Give me no break.
I had no idea what the words were.
Me neither. That's what I think that's what they did.
Oh, that's what they did in Bad Boys too. 'Cause
It's
he
like
was like
scat, but not
He
really.
was like, you got to learn the words. He would do the same thing.
It's like their version of scat, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of like gibberish and just
Doesn't
like
scat mean
sounds.
poop?
Scat?
I think so.
Like in what language?
It's just like a slang
Like a
for,
ling-
for shit.
I gotta go take a scat.
No. Like,
No,
oh, look at
no.
all the scat. I think it's because it's
So
like
what about the
scattered.
Charger scat pack? Is this a shit pack? That's fucked up, man.
Might be, man. You
Can't
know?
get that anymore.
No.
So anyway, Adam said, "Here you go for your birthday." So I was like, "All right," because I had always told him I'm gonna rock them right away.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "All right, got a haircut, I'm gonna wear them."
Yeah.
Well, why not? So I
Word.
did.
I also got a haircut.
I see that.
It was like over a month, and then my barber did
A
not.
month?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Man, I looked at my hair. I was like, dude, it's fucking long. Now it's the opposite of that.
every 2 weeks, man.
And I also
2 weeks.
I told Majid
Every,
this is gonna be my last fade for the summer. Like next haircut, I'm gonna go back to the blowout. You know, let that shit do its thing. Got to keep my head warm during the wintertime, man. But I also got to be fly, so it's like
I
you gotta
like
decide.
to have like the bald fade. I really enjoy that.
I prefer it only when it's hot. During the wintertime, I have to have. I gotta switch up. You know,
Got it.
I got a winter cut.
All right. So here's my topic for today. One of my topics, but my main topic only because it's like obviously what we have going on for the next foreseeable fucking weekends of our lives. Me and Adam, I think we've talked about it, have a couple of weddings coming up. I've had a ceremony, which was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one tomorrow or today actually, tonight.
Yep.
After the podcast.
Yep.
A whole wedding. Whole thing.
Hey, yo, I think we already said this, but stop having events on Sunday. It's
Yeah.
very inconvenient.
It's the worst, man. I know it's cheaper probably, but stop.
Listen, I gotta work on Monday, man. Like
I got
I would like to attend your event. I would like to have fun. I would like it to be memorable for everybody. However, if I have to worry about like, yo, I gotta get up at 7 in the morning tomorrow, I'm not gonna kick it with you. Sorry, I don't care that
It's
much.
hard, man. I don't know
Good
what to
luck.
do.
Good luck with your life.
I don't know.
Congratulations.
I don't know how to deal with it either. But anyway, so then we also have one next Sunday, right? And then the next one, which is conveniently
On
the
a Saturday,
the next
huh?
Saturday.
Yeah.
So we get to sleep in that Sunday. Maybe not even a pod.
I said we could just pod from the wedding.
Yeah,
we'll be
man.
like flying in our suits and shit.
Thank you for that. Nice little segue. That's my thing.
Yeah.
As a man, I hate shopping for clothes, right? I don't really care for it unless so
I can't shop for like the fly shit. So
Right. The only way I'd really enjoy shopping is if I didn't have to worry about what prices were, right?
Just
if I
throw
could
it
just
in
be
the
like,
bag
I
money.
like that, I like that, I like
try
that.
to get your fabulous
I'm out of here.
on you.
Yeah,
throw it in the
just
bag.
throw
shit.
it in the bag. That's the dream, right?
That I guess. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Or you
Anyway-
can pop tags like Jay and Twista. Whatever.
Ah!
There's so many songs about just splurging unnecessarily.
Such a funny song. But yeah, so obviously searching for suits. Suits are not cheap regardless, right?
They're
so
not.
I was
Especially if you want a quality suit.
so I've been looking, right? I've been trying to find so the ceremony I was at the last couple weeks ago, I didn't wear a jacket because I couldn't find one. I bought one, it didn't work. Said fuck it.
You have the tricky thing about a suit is you have to get it tailored to some degree. Otherwise, it's not gonna fit right. They're not meant to fit that way. They have to be like custom to your body.
So the one that I got, the one I bought. So I'll talk.
You ever
about
see a real fat person in a suit?
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, how did they make that shit work? Taylor did it.
Tailors are unsung heroes. So
I mean,
so I had this wedding coming up, right? And I'm like, all right, fuck. I've been trying to find a suit of some sort for a minute.
yeah.
Been at Nordstrom Racks, and I've been in like fucking Kohl's, and I went to Express, and all these fucking places. And I saw yesterday, I ended up buying my first suit, actually of all time ever. Well, an entire suit.
Yeah.
I bought the slacks and the shirts and the ties and the things like that, but I actually bought the jacket and the slacks, tie, whatnot. Socks to match. I'm gonna look fucking dope today.
I realized the other day I have a really nice fucking tie collection. I got like 10 fucking ties and a bow tie and shit. Like 2 bow ties. I'm like, man,
For your nation days?
I don't ever wear them.
I almost bought a bow tie, but I didn't. So I
Wait, for my what days?
Nation of Islam days.
That's why I have bow ties?
It's either that or you're like.
I think I'm
you're
just
like
automatically-
Inspector, like what's the cartoon where it spins?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's either or. There's only two reasons to have one on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so or you're like a fucking penguin. Penguins are fucking cool. They got like tuxedos on all the time. It's hilarious. So I went in there and I went to Express and I was like, okay, so here's the thing about suits, right? They got to be nice and they got to be fitted, right? They can't be baggy because baggy is
Which
not.
is why I tell you a
Yo,
tailor
I went
is
to
important.
Kohl's and Kohl's had these fucking boot cut pants that looked like I was gonna be going to like a stepping contest, right? Like,
Yeah.
like my Sunday's best type shit. And I didn't like that, so I went to Express, and Express got like more fitted clothing, but not bad looking. And I found a gray suit,
Yeah.
tried it on. I was like, man, these are dope and all, but there's really no way to hide your thing, right? Like it just doesn't. You're not hiding it. It's just there.
Which is the problem with all
Also-
dress pants, except with gray, you can kind of
Yeah,
see
I
how
guess
everything
that's.
works.
I guess that's kind of where what I fucked up at, right? Like I didn't think about it, but I put it.
But gray suits are dope as hell. You
Oh,
just
yeah,
gotta.
I gotta freak it correctly.
Yeah.
Like I did it.
You gotta get like a 3-piece. You know.
So what I got is, it's like a nice, like lighter gray. I'm gonna wear a white shirt. I got a maroon or burgundy tie, whatever. What I think that's the same
Ron
color.
Burgundy?
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Who put a question mark in the teleprompter again? And then I got. So I'm deciding whether or not it's gonna be brown shoes, brown belt, black shoes, black belt. I like the brown, but with the maroon, I don't know. I'm gonna try both. I got them on, and then it'll be a game time decision. But either way,
You're gonna look like Al Bundy if you have a brown suit
it's not a brown
and
suit.
a black belt.
It's not a brown suit. Brown shoes.
Oh. Wow.
Brown shoes. I
I
said
heard
gray
suit.
suit.
I don't know.
Maybe I said suit, but you already heard me talk about the fact that it's a gray
Yeah,
suit.
but
so
if you
already
listen, if you say it, I just hear what I heard
Look,
most
man,
recently.
regardless, it felt good and quite grown up of myself to buy my own suit. I was like, I felt
It's
like
kind of late in life for you. Is this the first time you like went and bought a suit?
I said that.
You're 36 years old.
All right. Does renting a suit count? No. Like owning one, I've never owned one.
I feel like you probably should have owned
I've
one earlier in
never
life.
actually owned a suit jacket. Yeah, ever.
I feel like you probably should have owned one earlier in life.
For what?
Is this the first time you had like weddings to go to? No, the ones you did, you rented the suit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been to weddings, but I've been in like 1, 2, 3 weddings, 4 maybe. Four.
How have you never owned a suit?
I rented it that day.
You rented it?
Rented it that day.
Well, whatever, I guess.
Yeah, but so anyway, I felt good about it. Got my own suit. Felt nice about it. I tried it on yesterday. I was like, well, there goes my dick. I can see that. See you nice.
If it's obvious to me,
This is ridiculous.
I know it's there.
So basically, I told Vivi, I was like, listen, no dancing up on me today. Right? Don't do that.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a massive erection. It's an illusion of the pants.
That, sir, was fucking perfectly timed. If it was a fucking, on a pad, that'd have been even better.
There
Like,
was
how did you do that?
there was laughter and there's applause.
And you
If you're
predicted
sitting,
that
you know what? We're gonna switch.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna take that spot.
No.
Well, then I'm gonna find a way.
We've been sitting like this way too long. There's been
I wonder if I can switch. I probably could just turn this. And you could still probably have most of your slack. I want to be
I think
closer to the
I'll have more.
soundboard. If I was closer to the soundboard, then there'd be more soundboard using.
You're close
I can't.
as hell. What is wrong with you? You got short arms?
Fool, you are at
Look
least.
it. Go ahead, poke it. Same thing.
No, it's not.
Same thing, man.
I'm
Same
just
thing.
saying, I can't trust you to be in charge of the soundboard because you're just like, whatever happened to
See? Oh, man. You got to start fucking putting your little Bluetooth shit to work, man. I don't think they're going to flag us for no fucking day.
Listen, I don't know what you think, but like, I don't plan that shit. It just, I'm funny on the fly, so I don't really have things queued up, just kind of ready to go for my. I'm funny, but I can't plan things like that. If I plan it, then it's not funny.
Yeah, you're always going to be funny looking, though, so it's okay.
Listen, man, if I'm funny looking, then you two are funny looking. You came from the same mom.
Probably true, but what are you going to do? Most people are funny looking if you really think about it. Like, he's got some funny features.
Listen,
If you stare at a face long enough, it becomes like funny looking. You're like,
again, I like to make fun of people. It's just how we grew up in life. But I guess maybe you should get back to your suits.
yeah, my suit story, right? So, today, obviously, I'm going to wear it. So, that means today we have to shoot the pod. I have to go home, wash my nuts again, because obviously you can see them through my pants.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to Mom earlier, and then she was like, "Oh, is he gonna shower again before he goes?" I was like, "I don't know. He's not gonna be doing anything crazy here, and he does tend to overkill and shower multiple times a day for no reason. So
I like
maybe he
to
will.
keep clean, bitch. That's all. No,
You just showered before you came here.
I know, but
That's a
obviously,
2-hour period of you just sitting here talking.
I'm probably going to jump in the shower. I
You're
don't know
a
what to tell
strange
you.
cat, bruh.
A clean motherfucker, man.
Whatever you say.
But I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna get washed up. I'm gonna head to this wedding that starts at 4:00. Vivi is the officiant.
Dang,
Right.
she's gonna marry
the,
them.
So here's the thing. Vivi's like,
She's like, I now pronounce you man and wife.
yeah. that's pretty much what. Well, I mean, I've married myself like 4 times this week. Technically, I'm married. She's like, oh, well, she's like, I actually married us. Like, so we're married. I was like, no, that's not how that works. You've married me to me. Like, I'm married to myself. So technically, you can't even.
Damn,
get
you Dennis
married.
Rodman?
She can't even get married to me no more.
You Dennis Rodman?
That's cool. She can't marry me no more. Like, she fucked that up. Like, we can't even get married.
Are you sure she didn't like drug you and have you sign a marriage document in one day? Like, here, just write your name here. It just means that
She drugged me. She drugged me. Yeah. So it's cool to have a suit. Like, honestly, I'm looking forward to kind of getting nice and
Congratulations
suited
on
and booted today.
doing an adult
Yeah,
thing.
it's like an adult level thing to do.
It's not even though. You know, I think most people buy their first suit probably around prom time.
No, nobody buys their suit during prom time. You didn't even go to prom. How do you even know?
I went to after parties of prom,
But you didn't go to the prom.
but they didn't change like into something more comfortable.
What is prom short for? Because it can't be prom.
I don't know.
It's a dumb word.
I went to a wedding at this place called Promontory Point in Chicago.
Don't think that's the same.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so like what look up what prom is derived for. It's got to be something.
All right, let's see.
But yeah, no, I
Is
rented my tux during prom. Everybody I know, I think only one person. I think Mike bought his suit.
Oh, it's short for promenade.
Promenade.
Prom, short for promenade, was originally an event for college students in the Northeast that it had its roots at debutante balls. Oh, they were just a bunch of racists over there anyway. Told you, man, everything has fucking like racist
undertones.
origins. Yeah, it's just nasty.
Racial undertones
It's a
everywhere.
disgusting America.
Man. It is. And also prom was cool, but really, what is that?
That's why I went to just after parties.
What is that?
I was like, yo,
really?
you think I'm gonna spend $1,000 on renting a tux?
You think
probably renting
I
a
spent
limo,
$1,000?
getting the tickets? Nah, I'm good.
I think altogether it was probably like a $400 night.
I would expect it to be expensive. So
I think I had because I don't even know.
I did the calculations, and for some reason, it was like coming close to $1,000.
It
like
was coming close to
$900.
$1,000, my friend.
And I was like, I don't have anything else to worry about paying for, but no.
All right. Well, what are you gonna do?
On the topic of suits, I was listening to T.I.'s "I'm Serious" yesterday, right? And T.I. likes to think himself something fly, something kind of how you feel about yourself.
See.
So,
I'm gonna post some pictures today. Don't get it twisted.
So he was talking about wearing linen suits with no socks, and I was like,
No.
I'm gonna go look for a linen suit and rock it with no socks. And he had it flooding
I like the idea.
3 inches above his ankles and
No,
shit.
I do. So that's vacation wear all day.
Yeah.
When I get to, because I'm planning on that Costa Rica trip for fucking New Year's. When I get to Costa Rica, I am gonna be suited and booted for the Costa Rica life. I'm gonna try to be there for a week. But I like that idea. I just don't really care for wearing shoes with no socks.
Me neither. I prefer
Like,
to
how
have
smelly them shoes
socks
gonna be
on.
at the end of that vacation? You got to throw them shits away. You got to leave them in.
But if you're T.I., do you care about that? You got a lot of money. You got probably like they say fucking Dre go out and buy 100 pairs of Air Force Ones at a time and shit. I mean,
Dre.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Dre?
Like Dr. Dre.
Today still?
I don't know, but that's what he was doing in the past.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? That's what he was doing in the past. What the fuck? So just he has a one pair. What does he do? A pair a day? Keeps the doctor away?
I'm pretty positive this is Dr. Dre that was the man behind this,
Air
but
Force-
never rocked the same pair twice.
Okay.
Which I guess as a producer, you always expected to be held to a higher standard of fly.
Why?
It's just how it always been.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
eh.
I think you better get your facts straight.
I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
Hey, if I'm
I
wrong,
mean,
tell me.
You want to be like, but I don't think it's like.
It's expected that you will have a higher standard of fly.
Wait a minute. Those are a day old, bruh.
Like, hey, it looks like you wore those before. What if it's at the end of the night?
I seen those shits yesterday.
What if it's at the end of the night and you had
At
them on all
midnight,
day?
you gotta change them on. You gotta, be like,
Like, wait a
oh shit,
second."
it's midnight. I gotta change my shoes, y'all, real quick. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's kind of wasteful.
So you just reminded me that obviously that these verses have been going on,
Oh, yeah.
and we missed, or no, we haven't spoken about because it happened this week. Ja Rule, Fat Joe. I almost said Fat Jew. I didn't though.
Is there a lot of Jews in Harlem?
I would never say that, huh?
Is there a lot of Jews in Harlem?
I think they're in like
Well, Fat Joe's from Harlem.
I think they're in Queens, aren't they?
No, Fat Joe's from Harlem. Well, I think there's probably Jews in Harlem, too. But all I'm saying
Or
is
Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn.
there might be somebody's
They're in
name.
Brooklyn.
There
I
might be
think.
somebody named Fat Jew out there.
I think there
Might
is.
just be like his.
I think there actually is. I'm not talking.
I
to
didn't
you,
know
dude.
if they were actually like known. I just thought like it's probably a local celebrity.
Are you saying that there might not be fat Jewish people?
No, I'm saying that somebody might just be like that might be his nickname on the block. Yo, Fat Jew. Like,
Oh, maybe that. But I think there's actually a guy named Fat Jew or
Is there?
Fat Jewish, something like that.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter either way. We're not talking to you, dude. So there was the Fat Joe and Ja Rule versus,
Okay.
and so apparently Ja Rule won. That's what everybody was saying. It looked like he was winning because I turned it on for a little bit. Fat Joe didn't seem to be playing all the hits I wanted to hear, right? Like he didn't play the hard hits. And
I
then
feel
when
like
you
as
think
an
about
artist, you're not as aware of like the ones that go off, that are the crowd favorites as much as your personal favorites. I think it's hard to separate that.
no, you can't. It can't be difficult with that. You have to be like, okay, be objective. Put a list out. Be like, okay, this is what the fans want to hear, not what I want to hear. So these are the hits. I think Ja Rule did that better, and I think that it looked like it was good. It seemed like there was a lot of like back and forth, but I don't know the relationship between Ja Rule and Fat Joe. I assume it to be good
did.
or amicable.
The last thing I remember, they did New York together, didn't they? So
Zoom, 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 zoom.
yes.
So yeah, I think that it was probably a decent battle, but the problem is that it's hard to tell sometimes. I didn't
Well, it's
watch all of
subjective,
it.
too.
They
I
brought
mean-
out Vita and Ashanti, and I'd just like to take a second to which one is it, please. That's perfect. Can we just take a second to acknowledge Ashanti? I think is this one too. No. Turn that one down. She is not a nightmare. She is not. If she's a nightmare, then I want that nightmare.
Listen, man, I'm sure she's probably a nightmare.
That's a
to some
nightmare
degree.
I'm willing to have, right? Like you're gonna say that's the nightmare. That,
Trying to
all right.
trade bad dreams for some great nightmares.
What if your nightmare was Ashanti chasing you with a chainsaw? She was gonna kill you, but she was naked.
Oh yeah, cool.
Like you can chase. Like I'm gonna be like, come and get me, Ashanti.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just trying to like juke her out the whole time so I
Uh-oh.
can face her.
That's. I would literally be like,
That's objectifying.
so. No, it's
Slap
not.
on that.
She's trying to kill us. We should be able to do these things. Like you can't catch me.
Oh,
Wham!
snaps, yo, that's a titty.
I swear to God, I'd be like Ashanti. blah."
Fellas, let's beat these bitches.
But no, I'm telling you, we have to. Is it this one, please? Just, I just want to make sure. Where's the applause? Yes.
That's the yellow button.
Just needed to do that because she looks better than she did back in the day.
Mhm.
Anyway, he brought Ashanti out and Vita out, and I think Fat Joe brought out who? Remy.
Okay.
Remy Ma. Nelly was there. He hugged Ashanti. They've been making a thing of that because they were a former thing.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know? Dirty.
Mad at us because Ashanti got a new boyfriend. You know.
No, I don't know why they were not like on good terms for a long time, and they hugged each other, which is why everybody's like,
It's like that. It's
"Oh."
like when Jay and Nas squashed the beef.
Yeah, but they didn't like hug each other like.
Yeah, but it seems like they've been more like that now.
I-
They're much closer these
I
days.
missed you. They're both fucking billionaires. The fuck, like
Yeah.
Nas ain't a billionaire, but I bet
No,
you
Nas
is
might be a
close.
billionaire.
Like,
Nas
secretly.
Nas got money.
Oh, he's done a lot of really good investment.
Yeah.
He said he had COVID. He's dealt with that. I'm glad he's we got
Yeah.
he's
Shout out to
doing
Nas.
well.
Good.
Shout out. He just had King's disease. I was listening to it. King's disease too. Still got to give it a chance. I haven't been really in the mood to listen to like rap recently, but
Yeah, I get my
yeah,
kicks.
I'll get it.
A lot of
once in a while.
Nipsey recently.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'll jump into somebody. But so the verses was
Pause.
cool. The verses was cool. I think generally people are gonna say Ja Rule probably won. Ja was doing his thing, man. You got to give him
I feel
a lot
like
of credit. He doesn't get
He's
his,
a real love-hate guy. Like you either love him or you hate him for some reason.
I think I love Ja Rule then.
Even the shit that's stupid about him is always hilarious. So it
Yeah,
always works.
he's got a real funny personality. You can't be mad at dude. I like Joe Budden's stuff.
He was like, hold the line to the moon. I was dying laughing when he was on Twitter like that.
I like Joe Budden's stories about their fantasy football.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it'd be like Jeffrey Atkins, like his real name and shit. How did he get Ja Rule from that? Jeffrey. There's no,
J.A. rules.
it doesn't. No, I don't see it.
Listen, it makes a lot more sense than like where did Sean Carter get Jay-Z?
I think there's was it Jazzo? Is that it?
I guess.
I think there's something he got from there. Either way, I'm not gonna speculate because I don't even know. I'm not gonna give him.
Got
Not gonna speak no dirt
William
about
H.
Hova.
I would just like to understand where some of his names come from.
Hova.
Are y'all out there?
That's what I was waiting for you to do. So,
That boy's out.
yeah, he's knocked out. There's a.
I wish I could take that mic off and
Just put it there. So I don't know. I'm assuming you didn't watch it, right? You haven't really done none of these
No.
verses.
I've watched a couple of them, but I haven't seen this one yet.
So
To be honest, the only thing I've heard about verses recently was Puff talking about who he would battle.
That's what I was about to get to. So next, they're talking about who Puff is gonna battle, and JD Jermaine Dupri, right, who is a legend in his own right, wants to battle Puff, and Puff keeps telling him, "You can't tie my shoes," right? Like he's like, "I don't want to battle you. I only want to battle."
Yeah, I mean,
he said, "I only want to battle." Who did he say, Dre? But Dre don't want to battle. He's like, I'm not doing it. He's too busy fucking changing his Air Force Ones out. Like in the middle of the fucking guys.
He has to find a new supply.
I've had these on for 24 hours.
Imagine how regular that hunt for a store is. Like I cleaned them out.
You think he's hunting for a store? He owns a Foot Locker that only has Air Force Ones on the shelf.
That might be possible.
Can you
Well, why would he have a Foot Locker then? You're not going to sell them. They're for you.
It's in his house. It's something to do.
Maybe he just has a deal with Nike. Like, yo, I'll just.
He's just bored, so in his house he walks to the Foot Locker and like buys things at the register.
This is literally my player in real life.
Can you imagine
NBA
Dr.
2K?
Dre's so bored and crazy at this point that like he goes to the Foot Locker, picks it, like grabs it, like, oh, I need these. Goes to the back, pulls them out, puts it on the counter, goes inside, changes to a like a referee outfit, takes the money, charges it. He's like, thank you. He's become like a multi-personality person.
I don't know, but I will say
You don't know.
thank God he's doing well too now. You know,
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of they've had some complications with some of these legends and their health.
Man,
at least.
rest in peace, Norm Macdonald.
Man, can we
That
please
shit hurt my fucking
Can
soul.
we please like take a second to like acknowledge the genius that is Norm Macdonald?
There's not even a button to
I mean, I don't
express it. Just don't even try.
I'm gonna end up putting something that shouldn't be done in this.
Yeah, probably you don't know the buttons very well.
Yeah, but so
Man, that
before we
was-
get to Norm Macdonald, because I do think we got to give him a full segment. I think we should do that when we come back, right?
Okay.
But because I
Well, remember that because a lot of times we forget when we come back.
Man, we love Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest
Well-
comedic. Anyway, but so no, I want to finish verses.
Okay.
I just want to finish
Yeah.
that thought, and then we can go to break because we gotta have to structure this, guys, today. Because as you guys know, I gotta go get real sexy and fly.
And as you know, we
show
have to
my
take
dick
breaks
off on
because
what is it like? I don't know. Some days it's like I don't know. That's a different topic. I will say that I think Puff. He's a legend. He's a fucking legend.
He is.
He's done a lot. Obviously, people are.
You can make an argument for him going against anybody.
You can make an argument.
Well,
So
in his realm of expertise, like
Yeah.
he's not a rapper.
forget what you think about like in terms of business dealings. That has nothing to do with the fact that he's produced and written and rapped
And put on-
and put together fucking complete projects. So he's got
Spent a lot of time making the band.
he has so many his name and hand on so many fucking records that I don't know that you can actually beat him.
Yeah.
I don't know where JD's hand stops or where his reach ends. I mean, he's a short guy. You know, I don't want to be like making short jokes, but if Diddy can reach that wall, I don't think Jermaine Dupri can reach the applause button.
Does JD and Dre still have tension there? 'Cause I know that
I
they
don't know.
beefed for a while.
Well, Dre is talking about because I saw there was like an Instagram live with Fat Joe, Snoop, Diddy, and Jermaine Dupri, and they were talking, and it was fucked up. I turned it off because of the fucking Diddy's in some fucking like tropical place. Jermaine Dupri's in some little room because he doesn't need a big house, and then.
But what about Jermaine? I always like to think that he lived in a tree like the Keebler Elf.
I always like that. I just like in the Ferrari and Jaguar, switching 4 lanes with the top down, screaming
really
down,
like-
money ain't a thing, bubble hard in the double law, flashing the rain with the window crack, holler back, money ain't a thing. Jigga, I don't like it if it don't gleam, gleam. So what the what's it? So the hell with the price, cause the money ain't a thing. Y'all want to blow with us? That's probably my favorite Jermaine Dupri song. Also, I like the video because
So
I
I make
like
the big moves.
they're in the Ferraris
with the
and
big
shit.
names. Take small groups, turn them into big names.
Is that song?
Mhm.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll agree to disagree.
No, we're not
But-
gonna do that because
All right.
Come on now.
I know. Anyway,
come on now.
so
You gotta question my J expertise here.
yeah. So listen, I don't know what you. I think if it's gonna be a complete, melee, and Diddy runs him over, don't do it. But I think they should do a little investigation, make sure that there's record for record shit that can happen, at least to a point where it's interesting. Maybe do it, but I don't think Diddy wants to. He keeps talking so much shit. He's
I mean, JD got a lot
he's
under
like,
his
I'm
belt.
the greatest.
Well, however you feel about Jermaine Dupri, he does have a lot under his belt. Pause. But yes, Diddy is a whole nother animal. I mean,
Yeah.
when you started with fucking Bad Boy back in the day, and your main fucking act was
even
big,
even
like,
beyond that, like there's so many things, like so many R&B groups and singers.
he just got
and
joints with
rappers.
everybody.
Yeah.
If you've been affiliated with Def Jam or probably Universal Music Group in any way, he's had
I think
play in your
you
in your
may
work.
not want to. Nobody might want to fuck with Diddy.
No. It's like going up against like Rick Rubin. He might be the only one who would make sense.
Maybe, but like he's not gonna do that.
No. Well,
know?
I mean,
I doubt
know.
it.
If it's for the culture, man, there's a lot of entertainment that can come out of that kind of thing.
And he wouldn't mind it. I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, listen, we got to take a break because the light. Because
Yeah.
it's
It
a
does its thing.
It's a fickle bitch. But anyway,
I don't understand stage lighting type of shit that like how can
maybe,
anyway.
I don't know. Either way, we'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, we'll be back and we'll talk about things that are depressing.
I said it already. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm definitely gonna leave that in.
We are back like a motherfucker. What you ain't know, we ain't left. We went down the steps to the other place in his house. Yeah, we were out there doing our thing. And we came back to sing, and now we're going to podcast, B. Before I stop, it's gonna do it to me.
Man, you stopped at least like two,
Yeah, I
3
didn't.
bars early.
I didn't know when it was gonna do it, and
That's probably the best one that you did. So hey, man, actually, hang on, let them do it. Okay, that's enough of all that love. Yeah, we are back. So hopefully that little rhyme fest that you did there got the point across. You know?
that we were back.
Yeah, I think that was the goal, hopefully. So all right. We will get into Norm. You wanted to
Oh
make
yeah.
another,
So I forgot when we were talking about the suit story because we never finished things.
where'd you get those suits? The toilet store? There's definitely a whole Anchorman quote fest today.
Remember George Costanza? I called the idiot store and they ran out of yo.
I was watching Seinfeld earlier.
He went back to tell him that. Remember, he flew all the way there. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So when we were so Vivi, let me just to backtrack a little bit. Vivi has said that I'm terrible at like shopping for clothes. I'm like, fair enough. I'm not saying I'm not. But
Kind of sounds like the opposite of what it should be if you're a fly
well,
person.
women are bad too. Oh, never mind. I thought you were getting there too. No. I listen.
Where were you going?
No, not that. So she said, I'm like, yeah, that's fair. But to be honest, I believe it's like most guys aren't really good at shopping for dress clothes because it's a process. You don't like, oh, okay.
It depends.
Like,
listen, just because you got your first suit at 36 doesn't mean other people do.
Okay, but at the same time, it's not because it's most guys don't really care to try on shit, right?
Clothes shopping in general.
Do you
sucks
like to try
as
on
a
clothes?
man? No.
You have to though with
You
some
have to.
things, right?
I usually do with jeans. Like shirts, I pretty much know what's up.
Well,
but
you can't even do that anymore because I've bought Nike large and it fit like a Nike medium and vice versa.
I've had that happen, and that's
So-
like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not using the universal standard of measuring. here.
Nobody is, and that's what I'm about to get at.
Because
right?
there's probably not one, I
Nothing
guess.
is a standard. So
So then, like,
I went to when I was at Express. I tried on every suit that I like. So the problem is this. Okay, I'm a 32. Cool. Tried the 32 on. 32 is kind of tight. 33 is cool. 34 seems like it. Well, actually, 34. I would jump to 34 because not everybody has a 33 waist, right? And I'm like, all right, what the fuck is that? So and then like also they don't fit the thighs always. You'd be like, well, what the waist is right.
Like I don't skip leg day.
Yeah,
bruh.
either that or I just that and I don't have like little legs.
Like yes, I like to show my calves off, but when you are unintentionally doing it, it's a different story. I'm trying to like put a lookout here, you know.
Nothing is universal.
No.
You know, and I show my calves off is not in my thought process when I'm like I want to. Okay, dude, now I'm just getting angry about this because it was like hours.
Yeah.
I didn't intend to be at the mall. I don't like being at the mall anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Listen,
You walk past
anytime I bought a
stores-
suit, it was never because like I needed it was my event. Like I had to go to some other event where I required dress.
This
clothes.
is the first time I've actually bought a suit for somebody's wedding. But the good thing is
I have like
because
4
we
suits,
have
but they're
because we have these 2 extra weddings coming, I can like rotate what I got. And I don't got to look like a fool who only has 1 set of dress clothes. So we were there for a while, and I kept telling her, I was like, it's not only me. And she didn't believe me, I think, until we're at Kohl's looking at ties, and we hear, yo, and we turn around, it's her sister's boyfriend, and he's also looking for clothes. Right, he's like, I just got my hair cut. I'm about to, and I'm like, see, it's not only me. She's like, really? And then, not 5 minutes later, a guy walks up. He's like, yo, I'm about like 30 minutes late for this wedding, and and I got these shirts, and I don't know which one to wear. And I'm like, I looked at her like, I'm telling you, this is what it is. Guys are not like we're all last minute shoppers, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not, I don't know how that happened.
just for the women out there who have unrealistic expectations about what you're gonna get in certain situations with a dude. There's certain things that it's just universal. Men just have
We're
the same
so
thought
simple,
process.
and I can tell you, predictability is probably one thing you'll love about most men. And if you're not a predictable guy,
whatever happens to
Like-
predictability.
like that, listen, I'm fairly simple. I like cool things, and I don't like.
I like fly shit and bad bitches. That's what life is.
I'm not gonna argue that. You're not gonna.
How
Find,
can you?
You're not gonna find me arguing that. Anyway, so I just really wanted to go back to that and reiterate. It's for all the women out there, Maisha.
For all the women out there, well, hang on. Now, we don't know if one of
is
these new
that
subscribers.
150th?
You never know.
Yo, if,
I mean,
if the 150th is a girl,
then hopefully you opened a whole new can of worms and maybe our
please
subscribership
tell
will grow.
your other friends about us. Say, hey,
Tell all the hoes. Did you just call us hoes? I meant that in a good way. Listen, man, y'all
I'm
wanna-
looking for a way to jump out of that. You caught me. You caught me.
I mean-
Anyway, fucking guy.
So when it all comes down to it,
Yeah, so but we're all bad at suits. I'm mad that nobody fucking has a universal size code anymore. Express has slim, extra slim, fitted, not fit. I don't know why they have so many words to describe pretty much the same thing.
you know why I think
it's
Express
this simple.
Express is one of those places that when you shop there, usually you're like a regular customer there. You're like you.
Yeah,
that's where
I
you
told
buy
the dude
shit.
when I went to this week, I was like, hey, look, I don't usually shop here. So I don't know what slim compared to fitted means. I thought that would be the same thing. I think there should be pictures to show you, all right, this is how your dick is going to look in these pics. Because I think that for men, women don't understand that's a true fucking consideration.
Some men have different problems in these situations.
It
You
doesn't-
can't really
no,
do a
no, I
universal
don't-
one. Oh, what's the average size of penis? Let's put this.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
Or they should put a chart. Is your dick this big? Like, where does it fit in?
Maybe that's a thing. You should, but when you get tailored, they should measure your dick. It sounds weird, but maybe they should do it.
It's hilarious.
It sounds like a funny thing. I get it. It sounds like it could be a joke. I'm not
Well,
joking.
I will say this.
I'm not
I will
joking.
say this. When women go bra shopping, they measure your tits and like the circumference around the whole area.
Yeah,
right?
so why don't they do that with our dick? Okay.
It's a little bit more invasive, I
was
feel
I
like,
talking?
maybe.
Did I tell you about like how I felt about? They call
Is a
that,
dick more personal than a
What do
tit?
they call it? Man sitting, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Where you sit like this because you got a dick and balls,
Right.
and they're mad that we do that.
Mhm.
I just gotta say, you have to reconsider.
On that same note,
It's like
You know-
almost involuntary. The dick sits where it sits, and your legs kind of just rest where they rest.
The booths at restaurants, they should take that into consideration and widen the booth. You know, because like if I'm sitting next to you and we're both sitting like this, like I'm not trying to have my knee all up on your knee the whole time.
It's very difficult to not sit with man spreading. That's what they call it.
Man spreading. We don't complain when you woman spread. Shut up.
They don't have the women can sit like this, no problem, right? They don't really realize that now what we're doing in this situation here, what I've got going on, is very uncomfortable to sit like this for a very long time. You can sit, you can try to sit proper, you can do all you want. What happens is this, because whether you like it or not, this is not how we're able to. We have to sit like this. We have to. Now there are guys who sit a little bit more like. I get that. There's a little bit fucked up.
I have seen my fair share of dudes who do like the full cross, where like the bottom of the knee is touching the top of the knee.
I don't get that.
Yo, how do you do such a thing?
I can probably do a little bit of a cross. There's a point where
I'm just talking about where you like, you know, where women just kind of like overlap that shit, and it looks like you're trying to like origami your legs.
This?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No. I can. Probably,
how you doing that, man?
I could probably rest like the back
and that's
of my
one of those
calf.
guys who have a different issue with the suit.
I don't think that's true. I think that's just a matter of anatomy and not size. I'm not size shaming anybody. Why would I be size shaming
anybody? I'm not
anybody?
trying to size shame you either.
I'm not saying
I don't care. I don't want to know what anybody's size is. I'm just saying you have a different problem when you have that size than when you have a different average size than when you have a large size.
All I'm trying to get at is that there's a different way for them to like size dress pants, because now they're all fitted, and for men, because women don't really they have nothing down there.
But the thing is, there's not really a way to do that in men's dress pants. Like, you'd have to put a cup on in order to hide any kind of poke through. It's just how it is. Listen, ladies, we have penises as men.
Stop
I know we're
shaming our dicks.
I know we're not supposed to like specify genders, but I'm doing it. So if you're a man, you have a penis. And having a penis comes with certain complications sometimes, you know?
Not even complications, just considerations. I wouldn't even call it it's not complicated.
Well, sometimes it presents an issue.
It does.
That's a complication.
Like I try to give Vivi a little bit of game, right? I'm like, you ever see a guy kind of just like pull a little bit and just keep walking? And like you may have thought it was something offensive, but it probably wasn't. What he was doing was trying to get comfortable again. Mm-hmm. His dick or his balls had stuck to one part or another of his leg or themselves. Yeah. And he had to.
I've seen women go in their shirt and wipe the fucking boobs, sweat. Like you trying to get comfortable. I don't judge you for that.
I had a teacher, a man, when I was a junior in high school, and he had a bra, a man's ear, if you will. Oh. Yes, and he would adjust.
You don't say.
He would adjust.
I wonder.
And okay, I just had a conversation about this teacher recently. His name was Mr. Fornell, right?
Mr. Fornell?
Fornell. Fornell. F-O-R-N-A-L. Fornell.
Interesting.
He had this like Mo type of haircut, right? From like the Three Stooges.
The whole
if you guys don't know about the Three Stooges.
It's also a retro U-cut, by the way.
Yeah, but it wasn't. No, his was like on another level. It was Mo, but like 70s Mo, but it never stopped.
Well, how could it be 70s Mo when Mo was like before the 70s?
But like a 70s version of a Mo haircut. That's what I'm getting at. So I know a lot of teachers have hated me. I know this. Or at the very least, disliked me much. Okay.
I only really can call one specific one that hated my fucking guts. And I think she only passed me because she hated me and didn't want me to have to deal with me the following year.
Okay, so there was a fine line for me. You either really hated me or really loved me. Because if I liked your class, I would try in your class. Or at the very least, schmooze with you enough that you would pass me and get me the fuck out of there. It
depends. You got to be able to compartmentalize in the situation. So there's certain classes I blended in, certain ones where I was like stand out, and certain ones where I was like, you gonna hate me, sorry.
I was very... I hated school, man. I couldn't take it. I didn't want to be there, so I would like zone out. Yeah. And I didn't give a fuck about it.
I was like, when's lunch?
Right? It wasn't a matter of I didn't have the capacity to learn. I didn't want to learn.
My favorite part of school was like the 5-minute transition between classes.
No, why would you do that? 5 minutes? We had 4.
Well, you had a bigger
school.
You had
an extra 60 seconds.
I was dapping up people in the hallway, talking shit. You know, that was the good part of school. And then we got into class. I'm like, man, I got to figure out a way to make this entertaining for me. And it was just unfortunately not as entertaining for the teacher as it was for me.
Oh. Well, this guy, because the only reason I'm talking about it is because I literally just had a conversation with a guy, because my boy put some on Facebook, like, you know how they put, like, if you know, post the story or, you know, comment on how we know each other or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I really have no clue. I don't remember. I don't remember meeting. I don't remember the exact time we met, but I do know that we had a couple of classes before together, and one of them was this class. And me and this, he was the type of teacher that he knew I didn't do the homework. Not only did I not do the homework, I didn't even look at the homework.
I didn't even know there was homework.
I didn't know there was homework, right? Like I
didn't even buy the book.
You know what I was thinking about?
I wasn't planning on doing homework since before.
No, there was no
class
buy
started.
the book. This was high school. You had the book. I didn't have anything else to do, probably. No, I think I was working junior year. Whatever. At some point, I think mom and dad were like, all right, well, he's going to get through this, but I think it's just going to be...
I don't know how.
But he's going to have to come up with the way how. I
have a story about a textbook. We'll get to that in some other podcast, but remind me if you can.
We will talk about that. I graduated on time, took some effort. More effort. If I had just done the effort that part in the beginning, I would have been good, but I had to do the effort at the end because, again, men are procrastinators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, human nature.
So this teacher, you know what I was the type of student... I didn't get the assignment. I didn't get it. Like,
I didn't understand it.
I didn't.
And my dad was not going to help me.
He would, or even, not anymore. He would write the equation down and be like, Osama, come up here. Come here and do this. I'd be like, fuck. And I remember Darrell would be right here, and he would just be laughing. Quentin, too. These was the two people I remember in that class. I don't remember anybody else in that class, but I remember them two. And so we were. So I would go up there and I'd sit up there with the chalk on the board,
faking it till you make it. Like, do you not know how to do the problem, Osama?
Be like, "What's wrong with you, Osama?" He would say that. He would say this to me. I'm like, "This is in the middle of fucking class. Fuck you, dude." He would like when it would come for like report card day. I think I've said this on the podcast. I was the type of student with like progress reports. I would just not do anything with them. Like,
oh, I lost that. You wanted that back?
I wouldn't even acknowledge it. I would just take it, and then you would
like, yo, this isn't even the grade yet. Why are you trying to get me in trouble early?
You
would let me work my shit out by the end of the semester.
That's the way I felt about it.
Not that you really ever worked it out at the end of the semester.
No, you can give it to me. They would give it to me, and I would literally. I would go on about living my life, and that would be it. They would never hear anything about it. They'd never ask me about it.
See, our school, they wanted them to sign them and bring them back.
They wanted that.
I just didn't.
I swear to God, there were so many. I don't even think I ever tried to forge it. I would just not just do it. Or there would be days I'd be like, here.
They're in the teacher's line, like, should we ask Osama about his? No, just forget it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter. Admittedly, I don't like how I treated my high school career. Though I also
if I can go back and change things,
yeah, that too. But it is what it is. Grade wise, I just remember this guy. Osama, what is wrong with you? And he had this wandering fucking tongue. It's fucking. I hated it. Yeah, it was weird.
A wandering tongue. It's a weird way to describe anything a dude has.
Osama, what is wrong with you, dude? You're like a fucking lizard.
That's real weird. I'd be creeped out.
But he would this is the only teacher maybe that truly hated me. He was like, he would berate me in class. It was and I would just be like, we would go back and forth. My guy was like, I think if you were less silly back in the day, you probably would have beat the shit out of this guy.
I won't go into the whole story because we got other things to talk about.
I mean, we got a good amount of time still.
But so I also had a teacher in high school. She's my
He would be like this, dude, like fucking man-zeering it up, and he would say, we'd be out in the hallway, like chilling out in the hallway right before class would come, and it was like, this is the passing period. Fuck you. No congregating out in the hallway. Like, no, fuck you, man. Let's get the fuck out of here.
One of those fucking guys.
And it was trigonometry. I don't even think I said that, did I? It was trig. The only class you can definitely say you've never used at all.
I've never taken a trigonometry class.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
Much like I've never taken calculus.
I could tell you what I got
Much
in both
like I've never
semesters
taken
with
chemistry.
one letter.
I got out of taking some hard classes just like by finagling my way
I
around.
took chemistry and all that, but I could tell you what I got in both of those classes with one letter all the time. Fucking fucked. Fuck.
Like I had one of the classes
So
that
I'm
I
saying
took.
all left, son.
One of the classes
we
I
are
took
fucked.
in lieu.
Go ahead.
One of the ones I took in lieu of chemistry was physical science, right?
Lou?
In lieu of
Wait, what did you just say? You took what for what?
physical science in place of
Oh,
chemistry.
I swear to God, for a second, I almost heard physical education.
No.
I was like, you took gym for science?
That would be dope.
That's the greatest fucking trade-off of all time.
That would be dope, but no, that's not what happened. But so my teacher was a white lady named Mrs. Cott. Happened to be a twin, slightly overweight white lady, right? And funny enough, she also had a very Mo-like haircut. So listen, the problem is, you already know when you're in high school and you have a class with like friends that you've made in other classes in prior years, and like you guys are just notoriously fucking jackasses when you're around each other. That was like half the class for me, right? And I was like, sorry, Ms. Cott. So like, I never actually said sorry to her. So sorry if you ever decide to listen to this, whatever. But it was just like a lot of me not really. And it sounds bad, respecting anything that she had to say, right? And so I did the work, but like everything else was just terrible about me in her class.
So you did work?
I did work in the class. Yeah, I know.
That's
So
where we
there's certain
differ.
classes I pick and chose. I was
You
like, yo,
witnessed my high school career.
I said, hey,
the whole thing.
if I'm not
You've
gonna
seen
take
it all.
I say, hey, if I'm not gonna take a class like chemistry and like apply myself, if I'm gonna take a class that's probably a lot easier, I should do something here. But she gave me a C, and I'm pretty positive that she was trying to like give me an F. But she was just one of those teachers. She was just so over it. She was like, "Okay, Adam, like just fuck it." Pretty much.
I think I've had a teacher similar to that who passed me. I was social studies or some sort of class like that. And I remember
you
like
from social studies.
I remember like it was so bad. Like I was even careless cheating. Like
Like, yo, what you got on that?
I remember
All right, I'm
once.
gonna write that too.
I think dude, fucking terrible. But I remember like at the end of the semester, I had she calculated my grade and it was like I don't know 56, 55.
Which is an F, by the way.
That's a nice solid F. And,
that shit is not even teetering on a D.
and I remember being like, fuck.
I always thought it was a terrible grading scale. If I did more than half,
Well, how did I fail? How did I
That's pretty
fail women's
good.
studies? I love bitches.
It's like, come on now, 55. If I did 60%, you gonna give me an F and make me do it again? I did the majority.
Listen, you're not arguing with somebody who's gonna argue back about that. So
Would have made your high school career a little easier.
I told her, I was like, yo, I got mad stories about how fucking my luck turns out in high school. So it's with actual studying and shit. It's Renteria, right? Who that was the name of my an original homeroom teacher's name. She was this little frail, little skinny lady who was very I don't know how to describe her other than like anxious and like it seemed like afraid of us. Like just like there was like 30 some like high school students just running around her and it seemed like she had just had her fill of all the students in the world.
Yeah.
So she never came back. So after that we had this dude named Mr. Swamanen. That's neither
The
here nor
fact that
there.
you memorize all these names is pretty impressive.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of things I don't remember. I told you. We'll just get it. We'll talk about that another day. So Miss Renteria, I give her my test or whatever.
Sounds really close to Santeria, which is.
I don't want to
scary.
hear about that anyway. So listen. So I tell her, she tells me my grade for it. I'm like, fuck, that's an F. It's like, fuck. Like, I guess I'll see you in summer school then. And I go to turn around as I give her my little sad face. And she's like, just bring me 5 assignments and I'll pass you. Because I had probably missed all of them.
Let me tell you.
It was so easy. All you had to do was turn shit in. And I was just like, no, I refuse to take days off or take days to make assignments for you. This is just not something I'm into doing.
I should
I
not.
wanted to work and I wanted to fucking do whatever I wanted to do after that.
We should not paint these type of teachers as great teachers, but to me, they're great teachers.
No, they're great.
I
Because she
had,
understood that I just didn't care enough to do anything. Not that I was stupid.
Yeah. I had all right. I was able to do this once myself in grade school, but I had a teacher in high school. She was a teacher's assistant or teacher's aide or some shit like in algebra 2 sophomore year or some shit. So she was like, I don't know. We had a weird relationship, right? Her
We made out once.
no, no, her last name was Haveman, and I would always make fun
Have
of
a man.
I would always make that joke. Oh, you don't have a man. Huh? So and the semester comes around, and like the normal teacher's out of the room or whatever, and it's me and like I don't know, maybe a couple other class kids who were cool people or whatever. Right? So I'm up there like we're looking at the grade book, and she's like, looks like you didn't do a whole lot, right? And I'm like, well, I was like, I wanted to do them. so
If that counts for anything,
So she
my
was like-
intention was to get these done.
evidently accounted for something because she was like, all right, you didn't see me do this. And she was like, check plus. And like all these, she filled in like 30 homework assignments for me. I ended up that semester with like A-.
Holy shit, that was gonna be an F minus.
That shit was supposed to be
If
bad.
there's a less than an F, I was gonna get that. Yo, okay, so I had another. One more. I had somehow. So junior year, I had an English class with a great teacher, Miss Tate.
Okay.
Miss Tate, nothing against her. She was great. I still just didn't want to do any work.
Yeah.
My boy Nate. sat
Nate
behind-
and Tate?
No, well,
This is
I
the
guess.
story.
Well, her last name was Tate. His first, anyway. So he would like, I would be like, "Yo, just let me get your shit," you know. So he would be like, "Fuck it." He'd pass it to me because we'd have little quizzes, right? So I ended up getting a pretty good grade in that class because Nate would be in front of me, Brittany in front.
I'll just be copying off Nate.
So he actually put it in. Like I hated him so much, but he's the way his personality. He said, "Because of me, your dumbass passed English and got honors English," which is the story for my senior year. I somehow ended up in an honors English class. I was like, "Yo, I'm not even supposed to be in this class. I definitely don't deserve to be." But it's because I did so well in junior year from
They
cheating.
fucked me on that freshman year. At least by senior year, they had a good fucking template of what you're capable of. They threw me in fucking honors
That scale
English
is-
and honors
That
biology.
scale, just to be honest and to be truthful, it's unfair.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't get the D is like a 70? Like that's real fucked up because I wasn't even gonna get a 65.
Well, they used to have one where it's like 93 to 100 is an A, and then like 92 to 85 is a B. When I moved to the suburbs, that's the first time I saw it where it was 90 to 100, 80 to 89. I was like, excuse me, why you getting 3 extra % and you still get an A? I could have had better grades when I was living in the city.
Lane it was 90 to 100.
Oh, it wasn't.
But
like
unless
that.
you were doing honors,
No.
yeah, for us.
Oh, I didn't go to Lane.
Oh, okay, well then that
I went to 3 high schools. None of them was Lane.
It sucks to be you, man. No, so yeah, we can talk about that another day. There's so many funny fucking stories because, dude, honestly, my academic career has been one hilarious fucking just like
I can vouch for that.
timeline of things.
I can vouch for that.
For 100%, I could write a book on how not to do academia.
I mean, I also did not have the smoothest fucking
Academy not.
situation.
I put that academic not. Maybe not. I'll come up with a better title.
I mean, if it was academia, yeah, that would be a different story. But
Academic, yeah, right. All right. Don't fuck with my title. That might be coming out. No, it's not. I'm not writing no fucking book. I don't think I have the patience.
you got your own miseducation, don't you?
Miseducation of Osama Kawad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my own album out. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I
I'm
did
so
not do.
misunderstood.
Nah, he just did bad in school.
So, obviously we didn't want to end it on such a bad note, but it's
Well, we're not going to end it this way because I still haven't talked about my sneakers. We can wrap it around.
yeah, that's
Wrap it around.
true.
All
But-
right. So
but,
the
go
dreaded
ahead.
part.
Well, firstly, do you want to acknowledge Scarface first?
What?
Scarface, I just said that his son, he had a transplant. His son, he had I think his liver issue or kidney issues for a long time, and he needed a donor. And Scarface, the rapper,
Yeah.
his, you know,
Yeah.
what I'm talking-
Yeah.
okay, his son, I was looking at, his son donated his organs to him or his organ, And so now he had a successful surgery, and he seems to be doing pretty good. So
Dope.
shout out to Scarface, OG of the rap game.
Yes, indeed.
The applause is not only for irony. Sometimes it's also just for real shit. you
Yes,
know?
indeed.
So that's great news.
Yes. So continue to I hope that he continues to.
You should have let me
do
start
well.
with Norm McDonald first, and then go to
No,
that,
because
because
I was
then
just-
it's bad news into good news.
Well, I mean,
See, you don't be doing transitions.
yeah. Well, one was going to be a shorter segment because we don't have much, but I know the Norm one I know is going to be long. So go
Has the
ahead.
potential to
Go
be.
ahead and talk about Norm.
All right. First of all, rest in peace, Norm McDonald.
Indeed.
A legend, a big part in general just of our childhood, just because the movies and obviously, I mean, he did his part in Billy
Where's
Madison.
Billy? He's at school. Oh yeah.
He's like, Polo. That was a great game.
Marco.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say about him? Like, he was a fucking great
He
actor,
had
hilarious.
He had such a comedic timing, right? Like
He was, again, I mean, everybody who was part of that, Chris Farley, David Spade, Adam Sandler, fucking Norm Macdonald, they were all in that same vein. And they're all incredible. They've all been, and rest in peace to Norm now, unfortunately, joining Chris Farley up there. And hopefully that shit's going to be a hilarious sector of heaven if it's up there.
if heaven does exist, I do want to know what kind of like
The comedy rooms,
antics
I'm trying
they
to-
get into up in there. Like, can you get into antics in heaven?
I hope so. Otherwise,
Like,
what the hell?
are there any penalties? Can you get kicked out of heaven? I don't want to talk
This
about
is like if I should die at Jay's song.
I guess
This is heaven to me. Is this considered heavenly?
that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to Norm Macdonald. My
Yes,
favorite
absolutely.
movie for him, maybe it's not even maybe Dirty Work. If you've never
Great
seen
movie.
Dirty Work is a hilarious movie with him and Artie Lang.
Yep.
Right,
Another fucking comedy legend.
where I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but they
It's
they
been
play,
out for 20
they,
years.
Yeah,
You can
they play
probably get some away.
friends. They play two friends who later turn out who throughout the story of the movie.
They're broken and they end up being demolition men.
Well, no, not Demolition Man. They ended up being it's called Dirty Work because they would do basically, let's say you have a slumlord and they want to I don't know. Fuck their reputation up. They would throw roaches and shit. Like I don't even remember some of the antics that they did, but it was essentially doing some payback or doing some sort of work.
And then there ended up being some girl involved, and I think like her grandma's building
Man, we
was
are
one of the ones that they
butchering
had
this movie right now. Listen, watch Dirty Work. You cannot be disappointed with it. Chris Farley's in it. Fucking like all of these greats from that era.
There was just a big clique of.
Yeah.
It was Adam Sandler's crew, essentially, is how I kind of looked at it.
Do you remember
he was the main star?
You remember Screwed
Yeah.
with him and Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
where he plays like a disgruntled help for an old lady, and he tries to plot to kill her to get her money. It's hilarious. You got Dave Chappelle in there, who's always gonna be funny.
Anytime he makes his cameos and shit.
Yeah, but Norm's, I mean, Saturday Night Live. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to go to his IMDb and just kind of check out what he's been in, because he was just honestly just a comedy great. His timing was something like when they talk about it, it's so dry,
Yeah.
so fucking dry, but it's also just really great. What's your memories on Norm, man?
Man, I mean, again, during that time period, of course, like I am one of those. I'm a student of multiple games, so I will go back and always do my homework on the shit that I was young when it first came out. But yeah, Dirty Work is definitely it's got to be up there. If not top one, top two, I just got to be reminded, And then of course, Billy Madison was one of my favorite Norm Macdonald roles, even as small as it was. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that small still.
No. So he was 61 when he passed.
Yeah,
And
young still.
very young. He died of cancer, but
Yeah.
I guess he had like a really long bout with it that
Mhm.
people didn't really know about.
Yeah, it was really a private.
He kept
thing.
it super private, which is always crazy. It's like, with Chadwick Boseman, how he passed, and it didn't seem like you wouldn't have known if you didn't know type of thing, which is it's really crazy. I'm trying to get to his movies right now. They got a lot of this shit.
I mean, shouldn't you just type in Norm Macdonald movies and it should pop
Yeah.
up?
Oh, okay. So Billy Madison, he's in The Animal with Rob Schneider.
Good movie.
Dirty Work. He had the show called Norm from 1999 to 2001, which was also funny.
Yes.
He was just this like a everyday guy. It seemed like
He reminded me of me, very sarcastic,
super
dry.
sarcastic. He was in the middle.
Oh yeah,
Really?
he was I think
Rusty?
a brother.
Rusty
Yeah,
Heck?
he was a brother of what's his
Family Guy. He was he's I forget what the hell was he in Family Guy? No, I don't want to go to see what Family Guy is. Stupid thing. What else was it? He was in a lot of other little things like movies and his voice because he had like such a distinct voice
Yeah.
that Norm Macdonald's voice when you hear it. He was in all the he was in the Grown Ups, Funny People, My Name Is Earl, Saturday Night Live for 90 from.
The funny thing, he wasn't the star of many movies, but he was he played his role better than star played their role type of thing.
Yeah, it's impossible to like.
Except a lot of more Adam
Nobody-
Sandler movies, which Adam.
Nobody could have done what he did, and comedy wise, he was just a genius.
Yeah.
And we're gonna miss him, man. Like
Yeah.
I think it's weird because I said it in the group chat. We're getting to that age now where we're at the age where the guys that we watched growing up are going.
They're aging.
They're aging, man, and they are unfortunately some are passing, and that's just the way life works. I think about it a lot. When you pass, it's like you want to make because people live and die and nobody remembers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you want to leave
Gonna
some
make
sort
your
of a
mark on the world.
lasting mark. And
Yeah, your legacy.
what do you want that to be? And you struggle with that. I think as a man sometimes, man and women. I don't know, but as a man, I can only speak for that.
Yeah.
Talking about like how we got dick prints and women don't. So they get mad at
We
us.
can't always understand each other's struggles.
No, you can't. You can't. And I'm sorry, but you'll never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something you struggle with. So obviously he'll be remembered, and because he's done a lot.
And I do have a Norm Macdonald movie marathon planned.
Oh, most definitely. I think maybe we'll do a Dirty Work watch along.
Yeah.
Maybe an update on the watch alongs. Actually, let them know what's going
Yeah,
on.
Well, we have the one for How High recorded. I'm just transitioning some of the video from my phone onto the computer, and it'll be up there this week.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I know it's been difficult. We wanted to shoot one today. We're probably going to get together this week and
Been
do another watch
busy
along.
weekends, man. All types of weddings,
Yeah.
obviously.
So we got some content to make up on, and we're going to do that probably this weekend.
You got a
or
few
this
things
week.
to post.
Yeah.
So they'll be up there, and then obviously the watch along is included there.
Yeah, and we'll get to probably doing another one. We're debating: is it going to be an Adam Sandler movie? Is it going to be like what was I thinking about? ATL.
We're talking about Don't Be a Menace.
Don't Be a
'cause-
Menace. There's a lot of movies we want to do those with. So we've been talking about them, and we've just been really busy. So we apologize that we haven't really been able to put as much of that much effort into that as we would like.
Yeah.
It's coming, especially with the colder months coming. Ain't shit going on, so we'll be able to make more content together.
Yes. Let's wrap up the Norm Macdonald thing real fast because I feel like we got to give that an ending.
Yeah. So
Um,
just all we want to say is rest in peace to a legend.
Thank you for all the laughs because
Indeed.
there's plenty, and I can still go back and watch those movies today and fucking bust out laughing every time.
Yeah, he was one of a kind, and as you've seen all these guys on Instagram, all the Rob Schneiders, the Adam Sandlers, everybody who knew him apparently. Bob Saget was apparently really good friends with him. I didn't
Yeah.
know. It's just they're paying homage, and it's really nice. So
Yeah. for
rest
sure.
in peace.
Rest in peace for sure. And hopefully, we don't have to report anything like this again for a while.
Indeed.
But on that note, guess we moved to sneak. Where are we at in time right now?
About hour and 29.
Oh, we're still kind of
Yeah,
well. We could do sneakers, and I'm sure we won't end up ending things right because
Yeah.
we're terrible like that about doing anything. I mean,
well, we
you
had
spoke
Court Purple.
about 'em.
Yeah, Court Purple OG ones.
They're a nice looking shoe, man.
They
The
are.
leather's really nice on them.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying fuck it if you're not gonna wear them, you'll throw them to me and that's why I wore 'em.
It's not like my goal was never to wear them. It's just
Yeah.
I have many shoes there.
You're trying
and,
to complete
It's
the-
hard to get to some things sometimes.
I get it. And I didn't wear them for a couple weeks just in case he's like, yo, wait a minute, actually don't, which would have been fine because I understand. But yeah, it's funny like how busting out new shoes nowadays. Do you really think about it?
Yeah,
Like when you work,
there's still a few pairs that I haven't pulled out yet, just because.
Everything I got is
Like for instance, I got my Bel Air 5s there, right? Like that's a grail to me. So like that has to be broken out at a very specific
so
location.
you just wear it in the crib.
It has to be like if I'm stepping out.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it, man. I like ones, and I want to start wearing these.
And I'll be honest, I don't know when the next time in the world I'm gonna like be stepping out again.
Yeah,
anyway,
so that's
like
the thing. Like, when are you gonna wear these things? You know,
it's gonna
you got to
be
get
there.
the glue flexing a little bit.
I'm
you
gonna
know?
go. Fucking MJ got in Space Jam. He had like the 11s and the.
In a case.
I'm having a little trophy cased.
There's a lot of things I want to do with a man cave. You got to get the cave first. I'm
Yeah.
the man, but I don't have a cave.
This is what you would also, I guess, consider a man cave,
It's like
but like
my bad. It's yo
it's like a man room.
man room. I guess it's not too bad of a. The next step is it seems like either like a labyrinth or like a lab.
What is a labyrinth?
I don't know, labyrinth.
It's kind of what we get caught every
I
time
think
we're
that's what
trying to
a
have a
la- I know.
conversation.
Yeah, essentially. So anyway,
I got
so what you got on those little those things that look like oil slicks?
these are All-Star Game 6s from a few years ago. Maybe 2016, 2015. I don't know, but yeah, they're a nice looking sneaker.
I like them.
You know,
they
Deanna
match your
tends
shirt
to
a little bit.
Deanna tends to refer to them as a mermaid shoe.
They do look a little mermaidish. Like they do look like
They
some
look like
fish.
they're from under the
You know how
sea.
some fish have like that. I'm like, yo, that can't be healthy for us to eat.
Like they're holograms.
They look like they're like radioactive. Let's just stay away from that.
Stop, radioactive man. But yeah, they do match the shirt, and you know what? Then you had to point it out to me. I have a
Well, at least
hole
you
all
don't have
up
to
in the
point that
armpit.
out.
I don't
But
care.
I guess we're
It's all good.
transparent is here.
We're transparent. I give you the
We
truth.
are transparent as possible.
And I said, hey, you know, it's good that like I sit on this side this week. Next week I'll be on that side.
No, you ain't gonna be like that. Also, remember the other week when I had my socks off because I misunderstood what he was asking about, and I had that wasn't that week. That was the week I wore sandals, and I was talking about that dude who was hating. He hasn't responded. He hasn't put a comment. I wonder if did he leave?
I don't know. Maybe because remember we did go down a sub.
We left. We did lose a sub.
That
So
could have been him.
he maybe was like, man, I fucked up.
Hey, listen, man. I mean,
Hey, players fuck up. I don't know if you're a player, but they fuck up. So,
you got your shirt on backwards. Player.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's like a wrap, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'll be honest. These days, even though I've been at home and not really going anywhere doing much, I haven't really been paying attention to too many current event things.
Yeah,
I think Rihanna and Nicki Minaj have a song out together or something now. So woo woo, Rihanna back on scene.
Yeah, that don't mean much.
Yeah.
That don't impress me much.
Okay, Shania. Yeah, we know that. Oh, by the way, I was looking up there the purple 5s that I had last week, the grapes, right?
Yeah.
I looked at them. I was like, dude, these shoes are really fucking purple. After that comment came in, I'm like, yo,
They are super purple.
they're really fucking purple.
but they look like
they look exactly like that Snowman Jeezy
They
poster.
look kind of blue though in the camera. Did you look at them?
Yeah, but they're
The
just
camera
like
light makes it a little blue, but they are very very purple, almost to the point where they hurt. It hurts to look at them sometimes. You're like, ah.
yeah, like having them on your feet, you stand out. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, they're a really cool looking shoe. I think that's more purple. That's blue.
Yeah, but I mean, from like it depends on the angle and the lighting. It looks
like
similar.
my car looks like if you were to mix those two colors together and throw some flake in it.
If this one and this one met some,
And they
fuck,
fuck.
this would be the shit they produced.
I thought hurricane season was over.
All right, and on that bombshell, I'm gonna steal Top Gear shit.
Back to the studio. I've got to trot. Oh no, that doesn't. That would mean I'd have to shit. I have to run.
I feel like
Which means I
that's
have to run.
wait, but trot can be used for
You
both things.
blithering idiots! Let's get the fuck out of
I
here.
feel like trot can be used both ways. Anyway,
I would be in England disrespecting everybody trying to talk that way. They would be so angry at me. You sound like I'm from London.
I'm from
I am
London.
from London.
Well, I guess that'll be that
We
on
are
that.
from London. Hey,
No, we're not.
subscribe, like, alert, check the socials.
Which I was just gonna say, I think maybe we should have said that in the beginning. Maybe that's why we ended up with like an extra 2 subscribers. But welcome and shout out to y'all for
I hope you
giving us the-
I hope you've been watching the whole thing so you can listen to this part. So us thanking you would be something you'd see.
well we thanked them earlier in the show, probably in the beginning. You know, after we got the first.
we did, but I think we were
conversation out of
trying
the way.
to talk about like men and women and the difference between our crotches areas.
We got to that point, yes.
right.
Anyway, thanks
Every
for watching.
bone in his crotch. That's what I'm gonna break.
Thanks for watching episode number 110 of the K and KP. We are always glad to have y'all here, and hopefully you will join us again next week. For my dog in the back, Big Dog. Myself, the host of the show, and my brother, the co-host of this show.
And you an assistant pimp. You can never be that. Yo, if you need any T-shirts, we have some.
Love, y'all.
I'm gonna stop fucking. They're gonna be all gone eventually. I'm gonna be wearing all these motherfuckers because I'm like, oh, I need
This
a
one
shirt.
right here actually has not been worn. It is the one from the set. So we'll charge double for that one.
It smells like the things we do inside this room.
Thank y'all for watching, man. We'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.